Nate, you were expecting for Glen to play about 5 or 10 minutes, but he went about 19 minutes. Give us your thoughts on what he looked like.
I thought he looked okay out there. I wanted to give him maybe 5 minutes in that first half and maybe 5 minutes in the second. When he was in there, I thought they got a run going, and he looked okay. He didn't look like he was breathing hard or fatigued or anything. So we stayed with him. I thought he gave us good minutes at that wing position, allowed us to try some different lineups, and I thought that group did a pretty good job. Lance, Glenn, Joe, Domas, and coming back with Bojan in that second group.
You had 30 assists tonight. Ball movement was great. At the 7-minute mark, you were like 27 assists. Talk to us about what you were able to do to get the ball moving as well as you did tonight.
Well, I thought the ball started to stick a little bit. We had 17 turnovers, just way too many. We're not normally we take care of the ball, but I like the fact that we had 30 assists. Our goal is 25 plus assists each night out, and the guys tonight, we had 30. When the ball is moving, you're tough to defend, and it just puts everybody in a rhythm, and I think you shoot the ball better. And I thought, we did a good job of that.
Nate, you guys have out-rebounded opponents, I think, 4 games in a row, and that comes after being out-rebounded 11 in a row. What's happened? Anything in particular to flip that?
Well, we've been emphasizing that all season long, and, for us to establish that tempo, part of that is defending, keeping teams in front of us, making them shoot over the top, but rebounding the ball. And we need everybody to get into the paint and rebound the ball. And I thought our bigs, everybody gained rebound against this group, which allowed us to get out into transition. So, guys are recovering to the paint and really focusing on rebounding the ball.
What's your philosophy about clearing the bench at the end of a one-sided game? I think a lot of spectators say, well, why didn't you clear it earlier? Have you had bad experiences doing that in the past, or how do you approach this situation?
That's people. I mean, look, I'm coaching the team, and you're playing to win. And there's no time when you get guys out. I've been in that situation a number of times, and you play to win the game. And giving guys opportunities, or when you rotate, or when you rest guys, I mean, that's up to me, and I make those decisions. And that's my decision, and there's no, I've seen situations where guys, they get hurt or something like that, or teams come back. The team did come back on us about a month ago, and we had to put our starters back in. So I don't get caught up in what that noise that when people speak about that.
Nate, a couple of times this year you've referred to Thad, I think, like as the glue of the team. Or can you, obviously tonight he played really well. Can you talk about not only tonight, but kind of what he's done this year?
Just quietly connects us, and offensively, he had his shot going tonight. He was scoring the ball. They had a big guy guarding him, so we tried to involve him. Thought he did a good job of defending, but Thad has been, as I say, kind of the glue, to this group, and connects this group on both ends of the floor, allows us to really kind of play big, but we're really small. He played bigger, than his position. And tonight he had a nice night.
Before the game, you talked about how you've been calling more set plays recently, and in this game in particular, we just talked about how Glenn played more minutes than usual. I saw him in the corner a lot on offensive sets, kind of waiting and spotting up, which he was deadly at last year. Was that intended for him to get more rest spotting up like that, or was that part of the sets you were just
running? As part of our spacing. We want to have proper spacing in our sets, and our wings normally are guys who stretch the floor by spacing in the corner. So he was where he was supposed to be, and we want to spread that floor and give the ball, give these guys opportunities to be aggressive and attack.
You played the point at a high level collegiately and in the NBA, so that's kind of a sacred ground position for you, I would have to think. Talk about the point guard play you've had since the injury to Darren Collis, and specifically Cory Joseph.
Well, Corey's been solid, really all season long for us coming off the bench. He was really the sixth man for us. He was the first sub off the bench, and we really used him as a kind of a defensive stopper at the point position. He was the guy who was guarding these wings that were coming off screens. He's an excellent defender. And he plays a lot bigger than he is out on the floor, but he does a good job of establishing our tempo defensively, being solid on the ball, keeping the ball in front, but offensively getting us into our sets and moving the ball. And he started a few games last year for Toronto, and they had success. So it really we put a guy in there with experience and who's solid and who's very capable of, I think, being a starter in this league. Joe is doing another nice job of coming in and backing up at that point position.
Moving forward, what are your plans, do you think, with GR3 as he gets more comfortable and everything? What do you think you're wanting to do with rotation starter-wise?
I'm sorry.
Glenn.
Glenn.
What do you think? Do you think you'll be a starter, or do you think what?
No, he won't start. He'll come off the bench. That was his role at the beginning of the season, and basically, I thought that he would play 5 to 10 minutes, but he played, I think, 19 tonight. That's kind of where we want him to be. Coming in off the bench as a backup at the wing position. Between 15 and 20 minutes is what we hope to get from him.